Hello and welcome. In this tutorial we'll be using an infrared remote and an infrared receiver to play around with our speaker and lights simultaneously. Now what is really interesting and surprising to me is that we cannot use the tone library, and the tone library, as we found out, does the coolest sounds with the speaker. It basically interferes with PWM, and the infrared remote library uses some of those PWM functions. So we're gonna need to get creative. So my first goal is really going to be just taking this pin 8, labeling it as an output, and having a sound play when I use the remote. So let's get started. So this is the pin 8. So this is going to be the speaker output, and here it is. It's set as an output, and now we're gonna read a button press that's gonna turn it on. Come on. Yes, 0 is gonna turn it off, and play button FTA05F. So this is the one we're going to copy and paste. I'll just put it out there. Then I'll copy an if statement. Control T. Alright, we get rid of that for loop. That if ends there. Does that end the loop? No, the loop never ends, so we're 1 bracket short. Good. So that is our code, and when that code is called, we can speaker high, delay 5, and then we can digital write speaker, oops, make that low. Okay, let's have a try. Well, FDA 05F. Okay. If we're inside that other results value loop, so I think that needs to close. We need to go Control T. So now we're an even keel. We have 1 too many over there. I think this is gonna work. And first test, just come on, lights off. Good. And I think these loops are, it'll only enter one of them. So I like what is going on. So right now, all I need to do is have some type of a variable for this delay, int pause. And then I can have maybe a level up and a level down. So that should be pretty easy. So I have int pause. We're going to set that as a default. We're going to set it to 20. And we're going to have 2 more if statements. And I guess these guys are easier to copy. Get rid of that. Pause equals to pause plus 1, and the other one's going to be pause equals to pause minus 1. Of course, we need to figure out which buttons we're going to use, and I think there's like a volume up, a volume down button. So we can use those. If I right here, have a look. There's a, on this side right there under my finger, that there is a volume up, and there's a volume down as well. So this is going to be, I guess we're going to go the pause up and the pause down. So down is going to be louder, paradoxically, but I'm going to press down. And by the way, there's interference. If you aim far away from your detector, you can get some weird numbers that are not what your detector wants to detect. So FD10EF, Control C. So this is going to be the down button. And that 50. This is going to be the up button. Okay. And finally, oh, Control T, what the monkey business. Okay, these ifs are all in line. Personally, I would probably have these a little bit more compact and have these in front of cut and have these in front of that. Yep, that works. I don't know why that's there like that, but that's much nicer. Okay. I like. So now that delay is just going to be pause. And to be on the cool side, we can print the pause. Pause. All right. Awesomeness. Okay. On, off, sound. Now, lower sound? What's going on? Minus 4,000? What? All right, let's try that again. 20. Right, 20. Now we're gonna go higher delay. 2007. All right. So what's going on is that it doesn't go up by 1. It goes up infinitely. And I have a feeling that 1, we could put some delays here, but 2, and this is really hard to perceive, I think that these if statements, I'm going to cut them again, and I wonder what would happen if we pasted them, Control T, if we pasted them inside the if of what happens when we receive results. Because the way I see it, for every receipt, this is going to go up by 1, right? So I think this is going to work. What was going on is that this increase was inside the loop. So it was going up thousands and thousands of times. So let's try this one again. Okay, good. Now. Okay, so it's knocking it down. So we can go down to like 7. So down 1 play. Cool. So, look, I think that's almost as far as we can go. One thing that I guess could be sort of good would be to vary the frequency. So let's just say, for the argument's sake, we just start at 6. And these LEDs that go on, with the on button right here, where they all turn off and all turn on, I can take this statement for all of them turning on. So I can cut, and maybe I can put that in the main body of the loop. And, you know, forget about if the results value. There's no results value at all. So I can just turn on the same number of LEDs as the pause. And I'm just thinking Control T. Yeah, that fits. And then you can turn off the same ones. You can turn off all of them, but with no delay. So then you could put a delay here. And then you can turn off all of them with no delay. And I think what that's going to do is basically, you know, have us have the same number of LEDs as the pause that we're using. So, moment of truth. So that should be, So now we're going one LED up, one LED down. That's pretty nice. I'm going with the up and down keys. And that's kind of fun. So that's 6 LEDs. Okay, clearly there is an issue with this guy interfering, this delay right here. If it was delay 1, we may just work. Now, so if I go inside and have a look what happens here with the values, I press play, it's 6. When I go down 1, it should be 5. Wow, that's a very interesting visual effect you're seeing on camera, because I can't see it by looking at the LEDs. So what we got was a hybrid, because this delay right here kind of got in the way of turning the buzzers on the speaker on and off. So in a way, it made the pause of 1 millisecond the same as it would be for 2. But other than that, we got what we were looking for, and it's a lot of fun. So I suggest that you guys try this out. Go back into your circuit. We had, you know, remember the piano sound effects? All of these sound effects actually used not all of them. The space gun, for example, didn't. So you should be able to very easily copy and paste the space gun function and then have it triggered by this remote control. Fibonacci unfortunately used tone, so that's not going to work. But you should be able to go back to some of the stuff we covered and recycle some of that code, which should be a lot of fun for you. Okay. I will leave it at that and see you guys in the next tutorial.